What do you got? Mayo and ketchup on that bad boy?
Ketchup and mustard. I got them all.
Oh, mustard. Okay.
Ketchup and mustard. Got all three of them here.
They look good. And you know what? The birthday boy doing a mukbang for us, baby. That's what it's all about. Oh, you all right over there, Vaughn? You puking up chunks or something? Okay.
No, just getting rid of that damn phlegm. Like I said, man, that phlegm collects, and I get tons of that shit, and it's really aggravating.
Yes, there's the birthday boy. Am I right? Are you the birthday boy today?
Today's the 24th, right?
As far as I know.
Okay, October 24th is my birthday, and I am 60 years old, literally.
I guess this is a fake Solar Marshall. This guy says 60 and not done much. Okay, Vaughn's actually experienced life.
Yeah.
Vaughn probably experienced more life than he did when he became 20 than you will do in your entire life. Let's put it that way. Vaughn done more up into his age of 20 than you did in your entire life, what you will do in your entire life. So he's 60. That's 3 times what you have done. He's ran circles around you, bud.
Well, not only that, but if you'll recall, I toured the entirety of the United States except for California. And I think maybe 1 or 2 other states, but
But who wants to go to California anyway, right?
Well, it was too damn expensive. I mean, I had already experienced New York and found out how expensive it was, and it's like I ain't even going to try California because if I can't make it in New York, I sure as fuck ain't gonna make it in California. And I went to the vast majority. I've been almost to every state in the union, and I've experienced probably everything that you can imagine, from the lowest of the low to the highest of the high. I've hobnobbed with people on the street and with rich elitists. And, I've learned a hell of a lot by doing that, too, by going out and actually seeing the world and meeting people and going to these different states. I've actually experienced life more than anybody, I would say. So
what do you think is like the biggest thing? I was going to say, what's the biggest thing you accomplish? But everyone asks that question.
Right.
What do you think is the craziest thing you ever experienced in life? Maybe ask you that question.
The biggest thing was when I had a friend that said, I know 3 words that'll invoke a demon. And I'm like, oh, you're full of shit. You want to talk about a skeptic. That's the thing the trolls won't tell folks. I was the number 1 fucking skeptic. I was a hell of a lot more skeptic than the trolls ever thought about being. But I had this friend of mine. He said, yeah, man, I know 3 words that'll invoke a demon. And I'm like, you're full of shit. You're drinking Drano, whatever. And he says, no. I really know 3 words that'll invoke a demon. And like a dumbass, I said, well, okay, I'll tell you what, come to the house. I'll put some Black Sabbath on the turntable and we'll listen to Black Sabbath and you can say your 3 measly, because I was expecting absolutely nothing to happen. Right. Because I'm like, this guy's going to say his 3 words and nothing's going to happen. And I'm going to laugh at his ass. Okay. And I got a whole bunch of my buddies to come over. So the room was
packed. Shit, you had people come over too.
Oh, fuck yeah. The room was packed with people. There was at least 7 or 8 people there. Okay. Including him and me. And so, the place was packed. And so, I put Super Czar, probably one of the most scariest songs by Black Sabbath there is. Probably really is satanic. But anyway, I put that song on. And I took Motley Crue's inner sleeve out because the inner sleeve was a pentagram. So I put it on the ground and I put a candle at each point. And, I did it upright, man. So, I'm doing this shit upright. I got everything going. I locked all the doors, locked all the windows. And I said, okay, man, I got everything set up. Say your stupid little 3 words. And he said those 3 words, and I swear to you, as God is my witness, man, everything got cold as fuck. The temperature dropped about 50 fucking degrees in an instant. And this wind starts whipping around the room. And remember, the room's sealed. The windows are locked. The doors are locked. Everything's locked. Wind starts whipping around the room. And I'm like, oh, fuck, what have I done? And, and it just
Where were you living at this time? What state were you? Ohio?
I want to say I was on Millville Avenue. I was either on Warwick or I was on Millville, one or the other.
And that was back in
I was years and years and years ago. But here's the thing: if they ain't changed the carpet, them carpet burns are still there. But anyway, let me get on with this. So it starts whipping around, and I'm like, I may have fucked up here. I'm thinking to myself, I may have fucked up here. So I'm casually looking around for a Bible, trying to act like nonchalant. I'm looking around for a Bible. I finally found a Bible, and that wind starts whipping around more and more. And I thought the candles were going to burn out, but they didn't. They held on, and then all of a sudden, in the corner, one of the corners of my room, you see these two beady red eyes, just plain as day. I mean, and they're blood red, dark red, and they're looking at me, and I'm looking at them, and I'm like, oh fuck. And then you start seeing this wispy black smoke, and this entity is starting to form. It's actually starting to form in my. I'm like, holy fuck! So I grabbed that Bible.
I would have fucking shit myself if I saw beady red eyes.
Well, that's the thing. I'll get to that in a minute, because
I'll be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie to you, Vaughn. I would have fucking shit myself if that happened.
I imagine the other 5 people did, but let me get on with this, because it's important, because it shows to my current state and how I got to where I am now, because how I got to be now is because I fight against demons and evil spirits. But anyway, so it's whipping up, and I'm seeing these beady red eyes, and this anger, this genuine anger starts welling up inside me. I've never seen anything, because like you said, I should have been scared shitless, but I wasn't. I got angry for some reason. And so I'm sitting there frantically looking for the Lord's Prayer in that damn Bible, because at the time that was the only thing I thought would, get rid of this thing. And so I'm looking for the damn thing. Couldn't find it, right? I couldn't find it. Dropped the Bible on the ground. The Bible opens up to the Lord's Prayer. And so I read the fucker, and I looked at this. I pointed right at the fucker. I said, "Get the fuck out of my house. You have no right being here. I am the Lord and Master of this house. I am the owner. I am the proprietor. You have no right here. Get the fuck out." And that thing went through the pentagram and was gone.
So you felt like a little bit, what's the word? What you felt like offended, like you felt like you're like, who are you to come to my house? You were like genuinely offended, like
exactly. I did. That's the thing. I didn't get afraid. I got angry, and it's like, whoa, that's weird. That's different, because the normal response is to be terrified, and I'm sure everybody else in the room shat themselves, but that was the thing, I got righteous indignation, I guess, and now, of course, looking back in hindsight, obviously the gods were there with me, and they had the Bible open exactly where I needed it to. And it wasn't so much the Lord's Prayer. It was the fact that
you needed comfort in words. You need words to kind of,
yeah. I needed something to, make me feel, like I'm doing something, like I'm not just spinning my wheels. But the actual thing that did it was me asserting my authority as the owner of that room. That's what did it, because I was the owner of that room. That was my room. And, I spoke with authority because it was my room. They had no right being there, and they had to get the fuck out, which they did. Now, whatever became of this entity after that, I do not know. Hopefully it didn't harm anyone, but I don't know. I honestly don't know. But of course, everybody in the room shat themselves, I'm sure. And but I have witnesses to this. It's not like it was done by just me and him. There was witnesses in the room. And it's funny how the trolls don't want to mention this story, because it was a success story, and they don't want to mention that, But it was interesting that he really did know 3 words that would invoke a demon. And dumbass me, I'm like, oh, you're full of shit. That's what got me out of skepticism real fucking fast, is when I was totally owned by this guy, because he really did know 3 words to invoke a demon. What demon it was, I don't know, don't care, don't want to remember. Do you remember the 3 words? Fuck no, and I don't want to remember the 3 words. All I know is that the man was proven right. And of course, now, the whole damn thing could have been done so that the gods could teach me a lesson too. It could very well have been that as well, that the gods were just trying to teach me a lesson. I don't know. But in any event, it was definitely an eye-opening experience for me. I mean, I'm literally nose to nose with this fucker at one point. and you could smell the sulfur and the brimstone and the rotting flesh and all those all those nasty smells that they say that you experience. You really do experience it. So yeah, it was crazy. But yeah, so lesson learned. Okay, if people say they know something, don't sit there and just dismiss them out of hand. Okay, because they may actually know what they're talking about. You got to be careful. Got to be very, very careful, particularly when it comes to things in the supernatural, because the supernatural is not a joke. It's not a game. Now you got these people that are grown up atheists and stuff, and they think it's all low to hooey. It ain't. It ain't.